Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. I'm starting off my day right. My Monday, my week, I'm starting off right with very good English blend tea. I love tea. I'm very much a tea person. In the winter time, I'll most probably drink about at least a liter or a liter and a half of tea every day. And I just love tea. And I'm starting off my morning right because this week I've decided to do something that I haven't done last year a lot. What I came to realize when I was planning out my end of the year content in 2023, when I was looking through all of the books that I had read in 2023, I noticed that the dark romance genre came to a back burner throughout the year. I was really in the mood for more contemporaries, for more almost like general fiction books mixed in with romance, as well as more fluffy books, more emotional books, books that weren't exactly dark romances. I read very few of those, a couple of mafia romances here and there, but nothing too major. I also read a lot of romantasy books. So really dark romance didn't fit in last year. And I just came to realize that Storytel has uploaded the Mindfuck series by St. Abbey. And because basically I have heard nothing but good things about that series, I really have not found one single person who has said something bad about that series. I decided that I'm going to do a reading vlog for that series specifically, but also if I can fit in a couple of other dark romances within this vlog, I'm going to try to do so. So let's call this reading vlog a week of dark romances with me here on Diana and the Book Hunt. So I'm going to start off the audios sometime today, maybe during my lunch break, because I do have a lot to do today. But they are, I believe there are 5 books, and all of them are on the shorter side, like 200 pages or so. So I think I'll be able to get through them quite quickly, but I'll try to update you as I go. And honestly, I know something about, or some things about this series, so I'm not going in completely blind. And I'm also familiar with the writing of this author because I've read books by this author's other aliases. I've read, what is it, the Dark Apocalypse, or I don't know what the series is called, but like 4 Psychos, 3, whatever, I don't know. There was a series that is again written by this author under the alias Christy Cunningham, if I'm not mistaken. And I really love that series, so I don't think I'm going to be surprised in terms of how much I'm going to like the writing. And I just want to dive into something different than what I've been reading in the past year. I kind of made it a point for myself that this year I want to I want to read more dark romances, first of all. I also, again, want to continue on reading more romantasy books. I also want to branch out and read some historical fiction, something that I haven't done before at all. I want to just branch out and do some new stuff that will get my creative mind going, because what I've noticed is if I read only contemporary romance books, they kind of start to blend in together, and I start to appreciate less and less the same types of tropes of how they are done. I start to get really irritated by certain small things that may not irritate me if I were to read something completely different and then come back to the romance genre. So I just want to do something different this year to kind of, I don't know, get my creative juices flowing. I don't know what I'm saying here. Basically, I just want to diversify my reading. So I'm going to be doing this reading vlog where I'm going to start on the Mindfuck series today, and I'm going to update you as I go. So I haven't yet started it. I've just been researching what I have available to me on KU as a side read. So I might possibly be picking up the 3rd book by J.T. Geisinger from her Queens and Monsters series, because the first two I really loved. And I still have yet to read, is it Savage Hearts, the third one, or Brutal Vows? I'm not sure. One of the two is the third book, so I'm going to continue on with that series. And then I'm also going to look into Storytel. If I'm going to make it to a full week of reading dark romance, I'm going to go through Storytel to see if there is any other maybe mafia romances or any other dark romances that may strike my fancy to pick up to round off the week. So I'm taking you with me. This week is going to be very boring in terms of lifestyle content, so I don't know whether you're going to see me doing a lot of things, honestly, because it's just a very miserable winter weather, so we don't go outside too much. We don't see other people because everyone is sick. So it's kind of difficult to meet up with people when you don't want to get sick yourself, right? So I don't know if you're gonna see a lot in this vlog besides me reading, but that's not a bad thing either, because it will make for even more reading opportunities, right? This is how I see it. I'm going to be able to read as much as I can and then update you as soon as I have some opinions on these books. So without further ado, let's jump in and you'll see me in the next update. I had to come in with a quick update here because I actually decided to put off starting the Mindfuck series because today I just had a very hectic day. I had a lot to do and I decided to just wait until the evening and pick up something on my Kindle first. So do an ebook, and then tomorrow when I have my chores to do, I'm going to pick up the first book. I think it's called The Risk, off of the Mindfuck series. And what I picked up on my Kindle is the third book within the Queens and Monsters series by J.T. Geisinger. The book is called Savage Hearts, I think. And I've been having so much fun. I was sitting next to my partner and my baby there downstairs playing a game, and I was just cackling and giggling, and they were like looking at me sideways. So I decided to move into the bedroom because I'm just having so much fun with this book. I am about 10% in, and this book centers on one of the guys from the Russian Bradva mafia. His name is Malek. And then the heroine is the sister from the heroine of book two. The heroine in book two is called Sloane, and it's her sister who is the love interest, the female protagonist within this book. And the thing with J.T. Geisinger is that there is such amazing banter within her books, at least these ones that I've picked up, and there's just so much humor thrown into such interesting, serious situations. So in book two, we had a kidnapping where the guy, he's from the Irish mob and he kidnapped the heroine, but she was just not taking the kidnapping seriously. She was just killing him with her sass and with her questions and just wearing him down. And in this situation, I feel like there is going to be a similar kind of dynamic. We've got the Russian guy, he, at the start of the book, he he's looking for the person who killed his brother, and he wants to exact like the ultimate revenge against the guy who killed his brother. And the guy who killed his brother is Declan, who is the hero from book two. So he wants to kill Declan, and he goes, or he finds Declan and he's about to kill him, but then he sees the heroine here. Her name is Riley, I think. And the description is she's young and slight, mousy blondish hair pulled into a sloppy ponytail, baggy gray sweatpants and flip-flops, eyeglasses and an ill-fitting sweatshirt. Something about her appearing suggests that she's homeless or careless. Her clothing is wrinkled, her hair is scraggly, the way her sweatpants hang from her hips suggests malnourishment. So perhaps Declan is adopting a refugee. I'm just laughing out loud here with the way that he is describing her, and I'm so into it. I'm also so into Riley. She just met Spider, who is one of the accomplices of Declan's, and they were just having some banter back and forth. And I know that the fourth book is going to be Spider's book, and I really can't wait to finish this one and pick up the other one. It's just such an addictive series I'm reading, and it is dark when it comes to the mafia aspect to it. So there's kidnappings, and there's fires and murders and explosions and guns and everything, everything that is mafia. So we do have that, but there's just such a comic relief situation with the banter, with the humor that is thrown into these books that just make them so addictive, at least to me. So I'm having fun with this. I'm definitely going to continue on until I go to bed tonight. I look like crap, by the way. I just need to do a face mask and brush my teeth and go to bed and hope that my face kind of clears up tomorrow. And yeah, I'm going to update you tomorrow when I either have made progress with this book or have started the risk. And by the way, I was thinking like I'm missing something. I haven't informed you on something, and I I found out what it was. When I was considering this reading vlog, I obviously knew that I was going to talk about the Mindfuck series, and I considered which ebook to pick up. So I chose J.D. Geisinger's Queens and Monsters series. And I also have a physical book that I can go for because I just recently got in the mail Butcher and Blackbird. This book is blowing up right now everywhere. Everyone is talking about it because it very much resembles the Mindfuck series, people say. It's involving serial killers, but it has a comic relief kind of situation to it as well. So I'm going to see maybe if I really love this book by J.D. Geisinger and I finish it quite quickly, I might also fit in Butcher and Blackbird. How does that sound? To me, it sounds like it's doable, but it also might be a bit too much because I have to see how I'm going to fare through the Mindfuck series. I know they're short, but still I have things to do throughout the day, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to fly through them as I think I may be able to if they're really addictive. I don't know. I just need to start them first and see how it goes. And yeah, I'm just going to update you soon. Hi, dear friends. It's Wednesday already. I didn't update you yesterday because I've been having a heck of a week this week. It's been very, very busy, not in the best kind of way. And yesterday I was just in it. I just did not have any time to do anything besides work and just do some stuff at home that I had to finish. So I decided to kind of postpone the update, but I did finish the first book within the Mindfuck series, which is called The Risk. And I do have to say, so I think it's the shortest out of the 5 books. So it's kind of really an introduction to what is our heroine Lana doing, like what are her motivations behind what she's doing. And we're getting to know how the hero and heroine meet. So Lana, she's a serial killer. And she's the type of serial killer who kills men who have done her wrong in the worst possible way. We find out that something very traumatic happened in the past, specifically with the people that she has targeted. And she has been killing them, and she's very smart about it. So she really has taken the time to plan out those murders in the best possible way so that they don't point back to her. And she has an accomplice. Her best friend is helping her out. What we find out is that the hero, he's an FBI agent who is tasked with finding the serial killer of the specific killings. And he doesn't know, obviously, that Lana is the person he's looking for. And he meets her at this coffee shop, I think. His partner actually propositions her, but she kind of blows him off, and she's immediately actually interested in the hero, in Logan. And they start this kind of conversation and this banter where he immediately finds out that she's very good at profiling. And throughout the first book, we see how they exchange text messages, how they get to know each other a little bit. There is definitely an attraction there, and they also sleep together. So they really are actively dating. So it's very interesting that she has decided to date the most inconvenient person that you can date if you're a serial killer. So she's kind of signing her own death sentence here, if you ask me. But let's just see how the series is gonna continue. I'm very much intrigued by the story. I wouldn't say that I'm very blown away by it, but this is normal because this one is a novella, so it's quite short. We're not very invested into the story yet, and I think that the Mindfuck series, that is what is, I think, going to be very compelling for it, that they're very short but very engaging. So I think I'm going to get invested in it more in the next book, hopefully. And I'm going to start on that tonight because right now I'm just really not in the mood for reading. I'm very tired. I don't know what is going on with me, but I've been having problems with my eyes. I feel this burning sensation, and also they're kind of very puffy. And also, I have these kind of red spots underneath my eyes. I don't know, something is going on with my eyes. So I'm kind of very tired, and I think I just need a little bit of a break. And what I also have been doing last night, because when I finished The Risk, I decided to stick to the ebook that I had started on my Kindle. I just wanted to show you, look at how pretty my Kindle case is. It came in last week and I'm so happy with it because it's really cute. And I am, how many percent into? I'm 20% into Savage Hearts, is it? I always don't remember what the book is called. It's Savage Hearts by J.T. Geisinger. This is a mafia romance, and I already told you a couple of snippets from the book from the previous update that I showed you, and I'm having fun with it. It's so much fun, and I have to say that also the cameos by the other characters from the other books are so much fun, even though I read those maybe almost like a year and a half ago. I'm very much still invested in their romance and their stories because I really love those two books, the first two books. So I very much am looking forward to continue this as well. I'm going to see what I'm going to do. Maybe tonight I'm going to do the audiobook for the second book of the Mindfuck series while I'm cooking. And then just before I go to bed, I'm going to continue on with the ebook and then update you tomorrow morning to let you know what I'm thinking. At the moment, what I'm thinking, at least about Savage Hearts, is that it's not dark. It's more fun dark. And the Mindfuck series currently also is not very dark yet. Obviously, we have these killings that are going on, but we're not diving too much into any kind of gory stuff or anything that may kind of put you off when reading. So both of them are quite a lot of fun at the moment. They're not very dark for me, so I'm going to see how that's going to continue. And then I bought the physical copy of Butcher and Blackbird. So if I have the time throughout the week, I may start on this as well to see whether it's going to get any darker than the other books that I'm picking up for this vlog. So we'll wait out and see. It's very gorgeous. I love it. And I really am happy that I have the physical copy of it. I kind of vowed to myself I don't want to purchase any more books that I haven't read yet, but I've just heard nothing but good things about this one. So I really hope that I love it. So yeah, I'm going to update you in the next one. Good morning, dear friends, and happy Friday, at least for me. I don't know when you're going to see this clip, but it's Friday for me, so happy Friday, everyone. I'm just getting ready this morning. I'm taking my vitamin D because Lord knows that I'm not getting any naturally right now. And I'm going to drink my coffee in a bit, but I just need to get myself ready with a bit of skincare stuff because I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I've been dealing with some skin stuff in the past week. I've been having some redness and blotchiness, and I'm just taking some more precautions. Maybe because it's winter, I don't know what it is, but I'm not having a very good not having a very good week when it comes to my skin. So I'm just trying to take care of it as best as I can. And the thing is that the under eye area is the most sensitive for me. I always get allergies, or I don't know how to call them. And yeah, I'm kind of being careful. I'm not putting any makeup on this week. And also dealing with an eye infection, meaning that I cannot wear my contacts as well. So it's been a week, and I'm very happy that it's Friday, that it's getting to its end, because I just need this week to be over when it comes to these things, and work as well. Work has been challenging this week. So I'm just happy that it's getting to its end. And the thing is, I had on Monday my plan set out for me for when I'm gonna read, what I'm gonna read, and how I'm gonna finish everything, and I'm gonna fit in one more book and stuff like that. But it's Friday, and I'm slowly but surely realizing that I'm not going to be able to read Butcher and Blackbird for this vlog because I still need to finish the Mindfuck series, and I also still need to finish Savage Hearts. I'm enjoying both of those, but I've not been having a lot of time to read as I had expected, because it's a good thing though, because we've got a friend of ours from the US who is visiting us, and we have so much fun with him every time that he's here. He's a photographer in the United States, and he has such an interesting job, and he has so many stories to tell, and we reminisce about a lot of things because we've been friends for so long. And it's been a good time. We meet up every day in the evenings after work, and we're having such a good time together that I don't have any time to read in the evenings anymore because we come back very late. So yeah, I've been having fun, but I haven't had enough time to read to be able to fit in one more book. So I'm just going to stick to the Mindfuck series and also Savage Hearts by J.D. Geisinger. And I'm going to tell you where I am right now with those books. The J.T. Geisinger book, I think I'm about 40-ish% in, and I'm really, really enjoying it. I think I wrote down yesterday on chapter 11, the heroine, she was in her room left alone, and the Russian guy Malek, and he went into her room, right, and he left her a single white rose on her pillow, and that just melted my heart. And then next up, she was reminiscing about how he went into her room, and she said, he knelt next to my bed and took my face in his big rough hand, and my heart opened up like a flower. That was so cute. But then the immediate next sentence is, clearly I have the brains God gave a flea. So that is what is up with this book. You have some profound emotional scenes, and then it gets alleviated by humor, and I really enjoy that. It's making me want to read more. It's making me enjoy the story a lot. So I really appreciate when a dark story like a mafia story can be alleviated by some humor. This is really chef's kiss for me. I love it. When it comes to this series, it's been happening since book one, and I really love it. So I definitely want to finish this as soon as possible because I'm really having fun with it, and I'm really enjoying Spider's character within this book. And I just figured out that Spider will have his own book. So I think Brutal Vows is the last book. That one is going to be Spider's story, and I can't wait for it because I really am enjoying Spider's character. And yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with that one. We're at this point where Malek has found out that Riley is actually part of the enemies club. You know, she is Declan's sister-in-law, and he sees her as part of their family, meaning that she is a target now. And he just mentioned something like, well, he took away my brother, so I'm going to take something of his. So I'm not sure whether Sloane is going to be the target or Riley is going to be the target, but we're going to wait out and see. So I'm enjoying that one. And then when it comes to the Mindfuck series, I finished the second book and I am so impressed because I was listening to the audiobook and I was like, this is a short audiobook, but there's just so much happening within it. And I went on to Goodreads and I saw that the second book is actually only like 115 pages. And I was just struggling to fit my mind around the fact that it's 115 pages, but so much happened within those pages that I'm just really impressed by how packed this novella is. We've got Lana, who obviously she's a serial killer, and Logan is the FBI profiler, like agent who is looking up serial killers. And the thing is that besides her case with her killing men for having wronged her in the past, there is also a different serial killer who is doing some killings at that time called the Boogeyman. So Logan currently is really focused on the Boogeyman, and the Boogeyman is also really targeting people who are close to Logan. So he's really afraid that Lana is going to be his next target. He's trying to protect her. So he tasks someone from the police force to live with her and to be outside of her house. And that makes her killings very difficult. So there is some kind of interesting, fun situations within that respect. But then when it comes to the relationship, they're getting solid into a relationship territory. She really has feelings for him, he has feelings for her. And then she finds out that there is this pedophile who has wronged one of Logan's colleagues. He was her stepdad, and she found out that he's a pedophile and he's been misusing. So he's been molesting children for a very long time, and she decides to deviate from her serial killing plan and also kill that guy. And when she does so, a lot of things happen with that part of the plot, and she's very confident that the Boogeyman is not going to target her, but the cliffhanger in the second book proves her otherwise. So it's been like a lot of things are happening, and I'm just so impressed that it's so engaging, it's so action filled, it's also so focused on their relationship as well. So you don't get any kind of disbalance between the romance and the plot. I'm really seriously impressed by this book. So yeah, basically, I'm at the point where I need to start the third book, but I just wanted to do a quick update before I start on that. And I really can't wait to see what's going to happen now that a serial killer has kidnapped a serial killer. That's going to be an interesting one. And yeah, by the way, this morning, I just wanted to share this because I'm really happy that that happened. I woke up to some notifications from Storytel, because in Storytel, the authors that I've read books by, I've marked them as like I'm following them on Storytel essentially. So if something new comes up by these authors, I get a notification. And I woke up to like 10 different notifications because a lot of new audiobooks were uploaded onto Storytel this morning. We've got Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. We've got a couple of books by C.M. Nascosta. There is this, I think, historical monster, a book which is called How to Something, a Marble Marquise. I'm not sure what the title is, but I've been wanting to read more C.M. Nascosta, and I actually want to read Hollow by this author, but it's not uploaded yet. I'm waiting for that one to get uploaded, and I'm going to pick it up right away. And then there were a couple of books by Ruby Dixon. There was a book by, oh, the second book by Odette Stone within her Mafia series is uploaded. So I'm curious about that one as well. A couple of books by Elizabeth Morgan, I think. Was it Elizabeth Morgan? I'm not sure, but just a couple of books that I'm very intrigued by, and I'm very happy that they're updating their list of books basically, because currently the audiobooks that I've been reading were really off of backlists of authors because the newer releases were just not really coming out on Storytel for some reason. But anyway, now they're starting to update their library, and I'm very happy about that. And actually, already at the start of this week, before this happened, I had decided that the next video I'm going to upload in my channel is going to be audiobooks that I've really enjoyed that are available on Storytel, so that if you by any chance have a Storytel subscription, you can go ahead and check them out. So I'm going to do a recommendation video with the best audiobooks that I've read on Storytel. I'm really looking forward to that one. And yeah, basically, at least the morning started really well. So I'm very happy about that. And I hope that I get to mark off all of the things that I need to do today, including finishing the third book within the Mindfuck series and get through maybe the 50-60% mark in Savage Hearts. And then tonight we're going to meet up with our friend again. So I'm not sure I'm going to be able to read tonight, but then the weekend starts. So I can at least enjoy the weekend. We don't have any plans. I think we're going to meet up with some friends at some point so the kids can play, but other than that, it's going to be quite an empty weekend where I can clean my house, focus on some reading, play with my kid, and just have some downtime. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm going to update you once I've finished more of the books. So change of plans. I know I told you a lot in the previous clip about how I was going to meet up this friend of ours who's visiting and how we're gonna have this quiet night and how I'm not wearing my contacts and any makeup, and everything just turned out that it's going into the trash. And we've got new plans because I finally get to go out with one of my best friends. She invited me on a girls' night out. That is quite fancy club. I haven't been before and I'm very curious about it. I've heard only good things about it, and I actually know the DJ who is playing there. He's quite a good friend of mine, so I can't wait to go because I love the music that he plays, and I'm very, very much excited about a night out with the girls tonight. And the thing is, I may be paying for it tomorrow, obviously, because I'm not sure whether my eyes are gonna act up or whether my skin is gonna act up, but I'm sacrificing tonight because it's about having a good time. So it's just going to be something that I think about tomorrow. So problems of tomorrow and not tonight. I am going to go light on the makeup, I think. I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do, but this dress that I'm wearing is quite kind of casual, so I don't think it has to go with a lot of heavy makeup. And also my skin, I don't think will tolerate a lot of heavy makeup. So I'm just going to go light on the makeup. And I'm going to put on, what am I going to put on? Some under eye cream because my under eye area is a problem, like I told you before. And I'm going to, what am I going to do? I need to update you actually on the book. Because I've been making some progress. I actually finished the third book and I just started the fourth book off of the Mindfuck series. And it's just a ride. It's a ride. It's so well thought out of. I'm very impressed by, like I mentioned, it's just short books, but just so much is happening plot-wise. And also, so the relationship in this book kind of takes a back burner because we're finding out a lot about Lana's backstory and what exactly happened to her and her brother and also their father. And now, because things are starting to add up for Logan, the FBI agent, they are going back to the hometown where Lana and her brother are from, and they're starting to piece together the whole puzzle, but it's actually Lana's mission to kill off everyone before they make it make sense. So basically she's kind of speeding up her plans, and things are really turning out for the best for her because one of Logan's colleagues kind of becomes her accomplice. So it's very interesting how that's part of the story is developing, and I'm really, really loving it. I have to say that when I started with the first book, I was a little underwhelmed. I didn't know, so obviously I was enjoying how the story was progressing. It was a very solid 4-star read, but the third and the second book are both 5-star reads for me because the plot development is just superb. And I'm now starting the 4th book, and I just can't wait to see everything unravel, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen between Logan and Lana when he finds out the truth about her. And there's just so many close calls for him to actually find out that it's her who is the person he's looking for, that it just makes the suspense make you keep going. It's just so well developed. I'm really, really impressed by this book. And the nice thing about tonight is that my partner obviously went to meet up with this friend with my son, so I have the first part of the evening I was alone at home, so I got to clean up a little bit at home, and I got to do a lot of things that I needed to do, and I'm just ready to go out tonight without having to think about anything at home, and I just have some time to read through the book while doing stuff. So I had some time to read, and while I'm going to the club, I'm going to listen a little bit more, and then when I'm coming home, I'm going to listen a little bit more. So I may even be able to finish the 4th book tonight and then finish off the series tomorrow. So I'm very much looking forward to it. And in the meantime, I really need to get going with the makeup, and I'm not sure that I'm going to keep on talking while I do the makeup, because I think I just talk and don't do what I need to do, and I'm going to be late, and I don't want that because my friend is going to be waiting for me. So I'm just going to stop it right here, and I'm just going to show you one thing, because I do want to show you one thing. This right here is the Elixir of Gods. This is my favorite perfume. I'm going to put it on right now because I want it to dry out before I put on my necklace. And yeah, that is what I wanted to show you. I wanted to update you really quickly, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. So I'm not sure whether you can see me well, and I'm not sure whether you can hear me well, but I'm just going to try to record this because I have some thoughts just before I go into the club. I'm waiting for my friends. Have you ever had this horrible situation where outside it's freaking cold? Right now it's about -5 degrees. I think it's like -5 or 6, and in Fahrenheit that's about 20 or 25 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's really fucking cold. And you're with this paradoxical thought of what do you put on when you go out, because outside is freaking cold, and then in the club it's going to be nice and toasty, everyone is gonna get sweaty. And do you wear something warm so you can protect yourself from the cold outside, or do you wear something cute and not so practical for the cold, but then you'll be comfortable inside? So what is the answer to that question? Because I don't think I figured it out. So I'm waiting for my friends out here. I mean, I've been walking, so I'm not very freezing cold, but it's getting to me. So I hope that when we get to the club that I made the right decision with the dress that I'm wearing, and that I can survive this extremely cold winter night. I wanted to try to get some footage down of how beautiful the city is, because it's quite a quiet night. It's not very busy, but
I don't think I can do that because my hands are freezing. Actually, they're freezing right now as I'm holding my phone. So I'm going to cut it off here, and maybe I'll show you some footage from the club, and then you'll see me tomorrow with another update. See ya.
I am 63% into this book, Savage Hearts. It's like crack to me at this point. I think it's about 1 a.m. right now on Saturday night, and I'm not sure I'm going to go to sleep because I think I'm going to need to finish this. I don't know if I'll manage because I'm really tired as well because of my late night last night. But this book, this book has me in a chokehold where I want to find out what's going to happen. I love it when we have a setting of forced proximity where the two characters spend a lot of time together and have a lot of conversations and are forced to think about what they are to each other, what they mean to each other. And this is exactly what is happening in this book. And honestly, I don't want to spoil too much about it, but just like with the other books, just this author has such a way with banter, with humor, alleviating such situations like kidnappings. And at the same time, when there is a glimpse or a glimmer of emotion thrown in, it just hits you in the right spot, right? So whenever Malek is showing any kinds of feeling towards Riley, you just are rooting for him to go all in. And also the fact that there is so much caretaking in this book. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss, I'm telling you. I think that, well, I honestly thought that the second book, so Sloane and Declan's story, was a favorite of mine. But this one just has something that does it for me. I really am enjoying it so far. And also, I didn't expect that Spider would develop feelings for Riley. Obviously, because I kind of got a glimpse into the synopsis of the second book where I saw that, not the second, but the fourth book, I'm sorry, where I know that he's going to get his own story. And I didn't know that this story would go into that direction, meaning that the fourth book, which is going to be Spider's book, will have some anguish thrown into it because obviously Riley's going to end up with Mal. And yeah, this is really turning out to be a very big hit for me. In terms of darkness, there are some dark things going on here. So there is there is a lot of mafia things going on, and Riley gets shot and she also gets attacked. I just don't want to say too much to not spoil too much about this book, but she goes through stuff in this book, and obviously she gets kidnapped by Malek, and there are some dark stuff going on, but because there is so much banter and humor thrown into it, you don't feel it. So you don't really experience it as a very dark book. And yeah, I'm loving it. If you can't notice my goofy smile and kind of overall ecstatic demeanor at this point at 1 a.m. in the morning, yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. It's going to be a 5-star read. I can feel it. And on another note, I did finish the Mindfuck series today. And because I don't want to go into spoilery territory for the last two books. I enjoyed the heck out of that series as well. So for me, the first book was a 4-star read because it was kind of an intro, so I wasn't really too invested. But then from book two on, so two, three, four, five, all the books were 5-star reads for me. We got to explore a lot of what has happened to Lana. We got to explore why she set out on vengeance and why she wants to kill all these men. We find out a lot about Jake as well, so her best friend who is helping her out, about Lana's family, how they were wronged, and also the fact that she's falling in love with her FBI profiler who is trying to catch her because she's doing the killing. But at the same time, you know, those stories where you start to feel sympathetic towards the bad guy. That's exactly what we're feeling right here, and where we're kind of forced to face the fact that sometimes being on the right side of the law is not maybe the best way to go about a situation, especially when the law is very subjective, because you may have written laws, but it's humans who are enacting them, meaning that there's always going to be corruption, always going to be people who will use the law towards their own benefit, and it just sucks. It's humans doing the bare minimum sometimes and basically not doing a very good job of protecting and respecting the values that are enlisted within the law. So yeah, it was a very special read. It was like I didn't expect it. Obviously, we have this very heavy setting, this very psycho type of situation going on. But at the same time, in the end, you were feeling for Lana, just you were feeling so much, and you wanted her to get her vengeance, but also her happily ever after. It was just so interesting how psychologically twisted it is in the end. So, yeah, it was a special read. I really, really enjoyed it. It is a dark series, and you can fly through it, especially because I listened to it on audio. I was just so immersed within the stories. They're just short and sweet, and not sweet, but just short and to the point and pack a punch, because there's just so much within those novellas. I didn't feel like they were novellas at all. Like I was flying through them really quickly, but at the same time, the content within the plot was just so well flushed out. I was really, really impressed by the series. So, yeah, overall, this reading vlog is turning out to be quite a success because the Mindfuck series was top notch for me, really like top notch for me. And then the third book within the Queens and Monsters series, again, probably going to end up a 5-star read. And honestly, because I'm now immersed into this world, I actually think about picking up the next book within the Queens and Monsters series to just finish it off, because they just are so, so good. And I'm really sorry that I put off picking up this book, because when I read the first two, I was on a roll, but I think I was like kind of maxed out on mafia romances, and I wanted to give myself a break, but then I gave myself a 1.5 year break, which kind of sucks. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have quite a busy day. We're bringing our friend to the airport. We, in the afternoon, also need to bring my brother to the airport, and we have a play date with a friend of ours, so my son can play with their son. And we just have plenty to do tomorrow, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to be able to film an update, but I definitely will be finishing Savage Heart, so I'm going to do another quick update when I have the opportunity to do so, and just wrap this up for you to tell you how I've liked the book in the end,
And yeah, I'm continuing reading right now because 63% I still have 37% to go into this book, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it because I really want to get some sleep, but at the same time I can't stop myself. You know, this is the dilemma that we all struggle with when we're really tired, but at the same time, the book has got us in a grip. What do we do? What do we do? I'll let you know once I finish.
Hey everyone, it's the last day of this reading vlog and I just finished my coffee and I'm ready for breakfast because I'm so hungry. Let me switch this off. I'm going to take you with me to show you what I made because I've been craving something that's not very good for me, but I'm just in this, I don't really care because it's winter and I'm gonna gain weight anyway, and then once it's spring I'm going to move more, so I'm going to lose the weight anyway kind of vibe. So I've just made something that we make in Bulgaria, something that you'll probably be frowning at, but let me tell you, it's so freaking good. It's pasta, a pasta bake, but it's sweet. So it's pasta with milk, eggs, sugar, vanilla, and some lemon zest, and all of that goes into the oven. And because I'm a bit of a freak, I like the salty and sweet kind of combination. I put in some feta cheese in there as well. So I've made this and I'm going to try and show you. This is what it looks like now that it's finished. I'm just going to grab a plate and I'm going to plate myself a little breakfast here. Let me tell you, this is so freaking good. This reminds me of my childhood. This was such a treat when we had money, basically, because we were really poor when we were young. But basically, this is so fucking good. It's very simple, but just so really good. I'm going to finish my breakfast and then I'm going to tell you what I thought about the book because I did finish it. So I finished Savage Hearts by J.T. Geisinger. And I have to say, because I'm really on the high that I want to continue the series and finish it off, I probably am going to start on Brutal Vows because it's going to be Spider's story and I'm very curious to see how his character will develop in his book. Because in this book, he had to endure a lot. Let me say it like that, because he not only shot Riley, but it turned out that he had developed feelings for her while she is in love with someone else. So you can imagine that it's quite a disappointment when he finds out that his feelings aren't shared. So I'm very curious to continue on in the series and see what his story is going to look like. And then the story itself, so Riley and Malek's story, how it develops, I have to say it's a 5-star read for me. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I think that there is very little that bothered me within the story, so I'm not going to lower my rating because of the little critique that I have at the end that I'm going to share in a second. I just really enjoyed how they had this forced proximity situation where he was taking care of her at the cabin and it was just them, so really we could focus on how they grow into liking and loving each other. And the caretaking is just superb. I love caretaking within books. And then also the fact that Riley really starts to get this strength out of her relationship with Malek. So really she's starting to appreciate her own strength. So she's developing her own sense of self because of where she is and she feels comfortable there. I really appreciated that. Now, the conflict that arises about 85% into the book, so really late into the book, makes it so that it feels like it's kind of rushed in the end how it gets resolved. So that is my only tiny critique, that really we were 90% into the book and I was like, how is this going to get solved in a couple of pages? Because it really seems like it's a big conflict and how are we going to get past this? But in the end, there was a happily ever after. My little romantic heart is happy that they got their HEA, and I really enjoyed their story. I'm kind of reluctant to say which one of the two, so book 2 or book 3, is my favorite, because I really did enjoy Sloane and Declan's story, but maybe because I found that Malek and Riley really felt more organically like the couple that needs to be together. I don't know how to explain it very well, but really they felt like they're really, really meant to be. I maybe would have a slight preference for Savage Hearts. And then what I do have to say is that all of these books have these men completely pussy whipped. I am so here for it, to see how powerful the women are within their position within this mafia world. It does seem kind of counterproductive within the mafia world, knowing that the men are so weak when it comes to their women. But anyway, it's fiction. We can get past that with suspending our belief a little bit, right? So no issue there. And I just love these series, the banter, the humor, the fast-paced action. They're not too long. They keep you kind of focused on the plot and the action and the romance. Everything is very well balanced, so I really enjoyed this one. It's not too dark, so there are dark elements within the story, but I wouldn't say that it's too dark. So I don't know if this reading vlog really made me, so the Mindfuck series were really dark, let's put it like that. That's not the issue here, but this one wasn't really dark. So I would say that it's quite a regular type of mafia book when it comes to the content and it being dark. So yeah, I really loved it. It's a 5-star read for me. We're ending on a high note here. I probably, like I mentioned, will continue on and read Broken Vows as well, and I really hope that I love Spider's story, because I felt so bad for him within this book. But yeah, I'll probably update you in one of my wrap-ups when it comes to that book, to let you know how I loved it. And yeah, I'm going to see you hopefully in the next vlog sometime soon. I don't know which one it's going to be. I do have an idea for one, but I'm not sure whether that's going to be doable for me that as soon as I want to release another vlog, but we'll see. And I hope you have a wonderful, marvelous day. Happy reading. Take care, and